What is up, guys? Jake from OneHive here with the next week of forecast videos for the CWL Invite League. Unfortunately, Powerbang is not with me today, but I've got someone that can fill those big shoes of his. Clash with Ash. Ash, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? I don't know about that. Filling in those are big shoes to fill, but I brought cake, so does that count?
That does count, man.
Does
You
that count
got
for
it
anything?
made. It does. So let me just real quick, Ash, give you sort of the update on what happened last week. It was a tie. Powerbang and I both 13-3 on our picks.
Wow.
So I can't give him any grief. I really felt like I was going to get a chance to rub it in, but no. I mean, we
Setting the bar high. 13-3 is really good.
it's not bad. There was a few guys I heard on that on the website that does the picks that had 16-0, got them all 16 right.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty impressive. But yeah,
What website is that? Is there? I didn't realize
man,
there's a place. Do you
yeah,
know?
I wish you. I don't have. I tell you what, I'll have it for you guys in the description. I'll
Yeah,
figure it
link
out.
it.
It's pretty cool because you can go on there, you make your picks, and sort of compare with other people. There's like 400 or 500 people on there doing it, so it's a pretty fun thing. I need to actually do it. I haven't done it yet, but now that you said that, maybe we can both go on there.
That's cool. It's like the Sports-tacular app, where you choose like whoever's going to win. That's cool.
Exactly.
I like that.
So yeah, all right. But I feel pretty good about beating you this week.
I
It's sort of
think.
like it's sort of like your second language. You know what I mean? I mean, at heart, we're gonna be honest. You're a Clash Royale guy.
Look at this guy. Invites me on the channel and starts dissing me. What a jerk.
No, not a diss at all. Not a diss at all. I'm just saying I feel good. I feel confident.
All right.
All right, let's get into it. Week 3, match 1. Dark Looters, North Remembers.
All right, I take Dark Looters. All right, now you got North Remembers. That's how it works, right?
No, that's not exactly how it works.
Nah, I'm just joking. I think no, that's not a shot at North Remembers. But Dark Looters are beast mode.
Yeah, and it's gonna be.
Well, they're not beast mode. Beast mode's later.
Yeah, well, obviously, it's gonna be interesting because Dark Looters, obviously that crazy war week 1 against War Whales got the loss by a tie, percentage loss, and then in week 2 a forfeit from Cold September. So it's kind of like, where is their heads at this? We don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
we haven't seen that bounce back war. Obviously, North Remembers. I mean, we're not going to pretend that they're at the top of the league. They're not, but they've been around a long time. They've been in big wars before. Could they shake things up in the end? I don't know. I mean, I'm like you. I'm going to pick Dark Looters, but still, I can't wait to see how they perform after a bye week and a loss.
Yeah, sometimes you get those bye weeks like in the NFL, right? And you come off a little stale, and the underdog has a shot. So I wouldn't discount North Remembers by any stretch of the imagination. But Dark Looters, you got to go with Dark Looters. I mean, yeah, they lost to War Whales on the tie, but at the same time, War Whales are also like right at the top of the upper echelon of clans. So it's not like they lost to I don't know the last place team. So
Exactly, and it was on percentage. It wasn't
on
even
percentage too. So yeah, I'm gonna go with. I think the smart bet here is Dark Looters, but who knows? Like you said, it's coming off that bye week. It's really there could be an upset here. Who knows?
I agree. I think it's an interesting war, but I think the safe money, like you said, is on Dark Looters. But speaking of War Whales, next matchup is Clan Tanamo Bay versus War Whales.
Yeah, I mean, War Whales again. I think War Whales, they're coming off a huge victory, 9-star victory off Bada Bing Clan. I'm going to ride them while they're hot, Jake. I think War Whales picks up this victory here. And it's interesting, like, after you make your pick, I have a question to you. Clan Tanamo Bay, obviously another really good clan too, but, I don't think coming into this pick'em, I don't think I can go wrong starting out with Dark Looters and War Whales.
No, I think you're right. I'll tell you. I will say this. I think that I don't think War Whales will go undefeated this season. Okay, I don't think anybody's going to go undefeated this season. I think that was just a legendary thing that Dark Looters did last season. But I'm not sure that Clan Tanamo Bay this week is the team to do it. Now, that's not a knock on Clan Tanamo Bay. I think they're a very strong clan. I actually picked them last week and missed that one. So it's not that I don't have confidence in them. I do, but like you said, War Whales really, really on their game right now. So I'm going to agree with you and pick War Whales.
Clan Tanamo Bay too. They lost last week, but by 1 star against Beast Mode of all clans.
Yes.
So like, you're right. Maybe this is the week. Maybe we both got this one wrong. I don't know. You look down the roster of clans that could take down War Whales right now, and Clan Tanamo Bay has to be on that list. At least consider. So. One thing interesting about War Whales is, like, I heard through the grapevine that last season they had lost a few of their players, and then down the stretch they didn't perform as high as they would have liked to, especially considering their end of the season record. Do you know if they've gotten like big new recruits recently, or like how are they starting so strong this season compared to faltering a little bit from what I heard at the end of season one?
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because obviously they were a lot of people's pick at the end of season one to be in the
Yeah,
finals, way up there, and then didn't happen, so they were disappointed, and then coming out like gangbusters in start of season two. But since you're talking about roster changes, I don't know it because I don't know it to be fact or not.
uh-huh.
I've just heard there's been a few more people sort of fall off that roster. So really,
Interesting.
maybe this is the week. Maybe this is the week where they, sort of the what is a lot of people's pick right now to win this whole season two does get knocked off. Which again, Guantanamo Bay, don't look past them because while they're not my pick for this war, definitely not someone that could not get it done.
Yeah, this could be the underdog pick of the week, even though we didn't make it. But you're
Yeah,
right. I didn't.
yeah.
I didn't hear that about possibly losing more members. But yeah, it's it serves as testament to their core anyway that they still despite losing some longtime members, that they're still coming out like you said gangbusters at the beginning of season two.
Well, there's no question they're at the top of the heap still. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how this war plays out. But
All
they're
right.
they're still very very strong.
All right. Going into matchup three. Power COC versus Buy Forever. Buy Forever have been your underdog darlings, right, Jake?
They are. It's before the season started. Again, I don't remember who the competition was. It was like who would be your truly dark horse, something that no one's talking about. I said Buy Forever, and I'm going to stick with them. I think they win over Power COC here. They did lose last week, but it was against Spartan's Legacy. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
that's a tall order for anyone. So I'm gonna take them.
Yeah, this is a real tough one, man. Like, I was going to go with Power COC just so we have a different pick here, but you know, last week, Buy Forever really did well against Spartan's Legacy. Like you said, only 2 stars.
Yeah,
When I think a lot of I mean, everybody. I don't know what that website said as far as the ratio of people picking Spartan's Legacy, but it must have been like 90%. Uh,
yeah,
so they really had a really solid performance, and it actually makes me feel better repping Elite Gaming because they beat us week one by forever. That is, and to see
yeah.
them, put up such a great fight against Spartan's Legacy. You always like to see the teams that you lose to, the
Sure.
clans that you lose to, go ahead and do well against really upper echelon clans later on. So, oh man, it is really a crapshoot. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick Power COC. Those guys are really
Okay.
good. And they are, I believe, so they lost last week by 2 stars to Faked Wargasm. That's another really good clan too. So it's
Yep.
not, that's still a good showing for them, Power COC. And they lost week one. So Power COC is in a do or die situation here, or at least trying to pick up their first win. They really want it here for Spy Forever. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the guys over at Power COC.
I don't think that's a bad pick. I really don't. I could see it happening. Obviously, I've talked about forever, but like you said, nobody wants to come out 0-3. That's
Hmm.
that's sort of the kiss of death. Like, how do you recover from that?
Uh huh.
So I could see them really being focused and fired up. So I don't think it's a bad pick.
Yeah. Okay. So that's our first different pick here.
Nice. Okay. So Elite Gaming, clan you might have heard of,
I heard of
versus
them.
Immoral Thieves. Man, you guys have got a tough week here.
Yeah, Moral Thieves. They're going to be our toughest matchup so far. So, and we're 0-2, unfortunately. But you know, not to try to paint a rosier picture than necessary. But we both of our wars have been relatively close, relatively tight. I think we've turned some heads, at least putting up a good fight. It hasn't been blowouts.
Right.
So I think we're not satisfied with our record for sure. Now I should put a full disclosure out there that I have not warred with Elite Gaming yet. My schedule has been so crazy traveling that I am not as tapped in as I should be on the
Sure.
clan morale right now. But I do know that especially after week one, heads were raised highs, chin up, and it's going to be like you said, a Moral Thieves, such a good clan. It's going to be a really really tough matchup. They're coming off a victory, or no, they're coming off a loss, right? Let me look
No,
here.
no, no. They did
Oh,
win.
they
They
did.
won. They a pretty
They're 2
strong
and
victory
0.
over Killer Bunnies. Yeah.
So they beat Killer Bunnies by 6 in week 1. I believe they beat they beat Power COC I just mentioned by
Yep.
4. So that's going to be really tough. I'm going to go with our guys, got to go with Elite Gaming. I hope we pull off an upset victory. I know Fog has have the troops rallied here, going to bring our A game, but it's going to be a very tough matchup. Our probably our toughest so far.
Yeah, there's no question. Immoral Thieves is right up there towards the top of this league right now, and And I think it's interesting, like you said, that Elite Gaming, while you have this humongous talent pool, you guys really don't have a background in mixed clan wars. You've talked about it at length. It's just
Uh-huh.
not where y'all have come from. So it's still there's a lot of hard lessons to be learned along the way. I can tell you from experience. There's a lot of things that you think, man, we should have done this. We could have picked up a star here if we
Yeah,
not that the attack, but just the strategy of the attack. You know what I'm saying? Just who's hitting who, when you do it. There's stars to be gained or lost by that, and I think those are lessons that only come with experience. But
absolutely.
you've got a few under your belt, like you said, not dismal performances by any stretch. And so maybe this is the week. Maybe this is the week that it sort of all starts clicking. People have good weeks and bad weeks. You guys will find that. So while I'm going to go ahead and pick a Moral Thieves just because how can you bet against them with the two
Yeah.
strong performances they've had, I would love to see Elite Gaming really sort of come into their own in the start of the season and start getting some wins under their belt and moving forward. Because, again, you guys have the talent pool. There's no question there. It's just about putting it all together and getting that experience and getting some wins.
Absolutely. And just to finish up on that thought too is like, I think that experience is one of the best things that we're picking up throughout this competition, Such a
Yeah.
high level of competition and for a new clan that was really formed out of pieces of a
Yeah.
bunch of other clans just to gel and to come out a much better clan than we came into the season is really the ultimate victory for us being our first season in the Invitational League. So I just
Yeah.
hope that, along the way we can have some pretty significant underdog victories, and who knows, this could be the week. So if we have a couple victories just to keep morale up and just I think that we're already making strides just internally. It's just time to try to put up a W on the scoreboard here.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to see you go 0-3, so I'm rooting for you, although I'm picking against you.
Understood.
All right, man. This next one's an interesting one because it's a very I could say almost call it a picket match for me. Suomi Cotcat, I sometimes call it Kit Kat, versus the Killer Bunnies. What do you think about this one?
This is another tough pick. I always want to say I don't know why, but it's just where my mind goes. But I always want to say Tsunami Combat, like Mortal Kombat Tsunami. I don't know, but anyway, I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with Cotcat here. Killer Bunnies, they're both coming off a loss, if I remember correctly.
No, Suomi, they're both 1-1, I believe, but Suomi
Okay.
won last week against Elite Gaming by 3. So
Oh yeah, well, Ash, come on, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with. It's tough. I'm gonna go with Sumoy, I think, or Sumomi, and because they beat us, so I got to root for the clan that beat us, right?
yeah. I hear you. And I'm
Same
sorry,
logic.
I need to correct myself there. Killer Bunnies is 0-2. And I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with Suomi. I wouldn't be surprised to see Killer Bunnies put up a good fight here.
Yeah.
But I think that, probably more, I'm more of a mental, I think it really affects people in these things. If you got momentum, it seems like the clans really do well. They just sort of got that confidence and
Mhm.
the attacks just go their way. The breaks go their way. I'm not sure Killer Bunnies has that right now. So I'm going to agree with you on that one and pick Suomi.
Yeah, Killer Bunnies did come out really strong week one. They are 0-2, but they lost to Fake Wargasm by one
Yeah.
star.
Yeah, that
So
was a good war for them.
I think they probably turned some heads there, and then they had that unfortunate 6-star loss week two. So it really could be anybody's match here, but I think we're on the same page there.
Yep, yep. All right, probably one of my candidates for War of the Week. I think you would
Mhm.
probably agree. Faked Wargasm, Spartan's Legacy, and this one is going to be. I can just tell you right now, it's going to be a barn burner, and it's going to be a good war.
Yeah, to both teams 2-0, and this is I agree with you. This could be the definitely the war of the week, but I don't know why. I just have this feeling about. I mean, this is an easy thing to say, right? A feeling about a great clan, but I have the feeling about Spartan's Legacy that this could be their year. So I'm riding Spartan's Legacy here.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. I think that I don't know how you bet against Spartan's Legacy right now.
Yeah.
In my book, there's maybe only 3 clans that I might bet against them on, and unfortunately, Fake Wargasm's not one of them. Now that's not a knock against Fake Wargasm because, like you
Mhm.
said, this is 2-0 clans. This someone's always got to go, and it could go either way. But I'm going to be tuned into this one for sure. I'm going to be watching for updates on it. But I would have to agree with you. I'm going to go Spartan's Legacy just because they would be in my probably top 3. They really would.
Yeah, Spartans Legacy, they're just so freaking good.
Yeah.
It's so intimidating to go against Spartans Legacy. I think that I mean, luckily we haven't gone up against them yet, but geez, I mean,
Yeah.
such a good clan, and with the decisive victories, except for last week. Remember, they beat excuse me, they beat by forever by only
Yep.
2 stars. So
Yep.
maybe they came in off guard a little bit. Maybe by forever took them off guard. But either way, I'm still gonna go with them. A big bounce back victory. I think they're gonna. I think they might have a decisive win here against Fake Wargasm.
Yep. I'm with you, man. So the next one here, Beast Mode versus Bada Bing Clan. Now this is an interesting war, um, and I could see, I think I'm gonna say Beast Mode's the favorite,
Mhm.
but I wouldn't be surprised for an upset here. But that being said, I try to keep my money on the smart bet. I'm gonna put it on Beast Mode, but Bada Bing Clan has sort of, I think, underperformed what they would want. Just coming out again, a tough loss last week against War Whales. Of course, it is War Whales.
Yep.
So you can't ding them too bad there, and then a pretty convincing win week one. So it's kind of like where they're at mentally, where are they at, as far as the clan goes. But I'm gonna go with Beast Mode. Who you got on this one?
Ha, I agree with you. It is tough because Bada Bing Clan. I mean, their victory week one was against Cold September. It pretty handily beat them by 5 stars, and then you look at week two and it was just crushed again by War Whales, but a 9 star loss. So in Bada Bing Clan, I think I think they were underrated going into the season. Honestly, like some of the guys over there, really, really good attackers, really good
Hmm.
bases too. So this is like such a coin flip for me. I think that Bada Bing Clan is certainly the underdog in the public perception.
Hmm.
Uh, but I think I'm gonna have to ultimately, I think I heard that Beast Mode might be shorthanded here, but I don't know if that for a fact. But I'm still gonna do the safe bet like you here, and I'm gonna go with the chalk and pick Beast Mode.
Okay, yeah, yeah. There's obviously rumors, but we don't have any confirmed data on that yet. But could
Yeah,
be
I
could
think
be
Beast Mode's
something that
still
mixes it up.
probably the pick, but
Yep.
who knows?
All right, last one before we switch over to your channel, Ash.
Yeah.
2.0. My boys over at 2.0 versus Cold September.
Yeah, Cold September is struggling right now. I mean, they forfeited last week, but you said the community is really trying to rally behind them here.
Definitely, there's no question. There was I know there was talk of possibly withdrawing, and they're such a historic name. I mean, you know
Yeah.
as well as I do. They've been around forever in the mixed war clan community, and people are like, oh no, 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 that's not happening. And helping them out with accounts and
Mhm.
bodies to field a team for these wars. So could this be the week that they turn it around? Could it be the week that they say, hey, we're feeling that turning point. We've hit rock bottom. We're on our way up. But
Mhm.
obviously, they've got 2.0 in front of them, which has been doing really, really well. So I'm going to go 2.0 on this one. I think that's the safe money. But 2.0, 1-1, Cold September 0-2. Someone needs to, really both clans need to win here.
Yeah, absolutely. 2.0, I think they're a really good clan, and often underrated, just kind of always in the shadow by the 2.0 name of OneHive. But
Right.
I think 2.0 is actually really, really solid. I think they're going to have a good season overall. So I'm going to pick them as well over Cold September. But Cold September, to your point, I think that it's really good to see the community kind of rally against them. All these older clans, these pillars of the arranged war community, back before we had friendly wars, Cold September, North Remembers, One Hive 2.0, all these clans. It's good to
Yeah.
see them still in the league, and hopefully, I'm rooting for Cold September to turn things around, especially going into the halfway point of the season.
I think a lot of people are. Nobody wants to see a clan just get beat down. So I think a lot of people are hoping for them to sort of gather themselves and
Mhm.
make a showing in the second half of the season. So, all right, man,
All
that's
right,
halfway, buddy.
let's do it. Second half, my channel. It was a pleasure being on again, Jake.
I definitely, man. You're welcome anytime, and hopefully we'll do this again in the future this season, guys. I will have a link in the description for the video on Ash's side. We will get the second half of the picks. Be sure to get over there and do it, Ash. Man, I'll see you over there, guys. Jake and Ash doing our best to help you guys suck less.